What's up? Stansberry, I'm trying to understand. Did somebody force you to do what you need to do with Sergio? Because I don't understand. It seems like you maybe had so much disdain towards him or towards the marriage itself. Because I don't try to understand why you with this guy when you got so much pushback of anything that he wants to do, with a baby, family, everything is so much pushback. But we get into it. Hey, what's up? My name is Mizu. You watch my channel Mizu 14, and I'm back in the review of Real Housewives of Dubai, Season 1, Episode 5, Piping Tea with a Hint of Peach. That's a long title, but it is what it is. And this episode was okay. It was okay. It wasn't all that. And I don't know, probably Andy heard me or heard a lot of us saying that Stanberry was a given, but they gave a lot of Stanberry this episode. Like, I don't know. They must say, listen, we're gonna give you gotta pipe it up, Stan, baby. You gotta give us something. Because you've been boring, you've been sleep, we've been bored, we've been sleep, and you need to give us something. So I guess they decided to give us more of her this episode. But as we get more of her, it's more that I don't like this lady. Like, she is doing so much, and I just don't understand. Like, what is the point of it? I still don't see I don't see it. Like everybody want to see for her when this first show was announced. Everybody want her in the show, but now she's here. I still don't see it. What's the reason? What will make her so great that she need to be on it? But on that, whatever. So Brooks remember her cousin Sean. Her Sean came from America to Dubai, and they both been doing well there. So she glad she have a family member there, and they doing well. So Sean invited Phaedra. Yes, Phaedra from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's Dubai. She looking to buy some property or expand her properties that she has. So she looking to see what Dubai gives. And she's there for a couple of days, and I said she's good friends with Brooks. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's production friends or they actually real friends in real life. So Phaedra asked Brooks, "Are you coming? When you come back to Boston?" And everything staying in Boston. She said, "I will come back to Boston like every year, but I'm not staying and living back in Boston. No, I love Dubai. Dubai is where it's at and everything." So that's that. So ask about the culture there, and there's everything about the relationships, how the dating life here, how the men life is here. That's what Phaedra was asking, and they were saying, "Oh, do they have multiple wives in Dubai?" And Brooks explained the sister wives in Dubai. It's like it's actually you could have that, but like the guy could have multiple wives in Dubai. They can't have. It is that each wives are treated equally. Now, if he can't treat them equally, he's not allowed to marry or have different wives. So if he get a first wife and he married her and everything, they decided to expand, then he would get permission for his. He would have to get permission from his first wife to have a second or third or fourth or fifth sister wives, and if she's okay, then it's good. And then he has to provide for each one of them equally. If he can't, then he would not allow to be having sister wives. So I said, okay, it's kind of like equal opportunity, equal organization of sister wives. Because usually in America, it's not like that. You got the main wife and everything. You got the other people, and then the main wife for all the obligations, the duties, and all the power. And then so judgment and all that stuff like that, and jealousy. It's a lot going on when you have sister wives. And sometimes, most of the times, it doesn't ends well. It doesn't end well because it creates more problems than it needs to create more solutions. So at Dubai, when she books many seem like it's so very organized, that I said, why is it so different here than everything else? And why this guy could ever have multiple wives? Why we hearing about a woman having multiple husbands? We know that's always taboo. So that's what it is. So while I'm there, so Book said we're gonna go skiing, we're gonna go to ski resort, whatever, inside Dubai. You know, Dubai is always hot and everything, but they'll have it inside ski resort in the middle of the desert. So I said, okay, it's cool. So Lisa Boys and the husband actually like Miss Goat. You know the goat that Ion treated them, gifted her at the Thanksgiving dinner. And ever since then they had to go. And you know the boys love the goat. And they feeding him and everything, feeding her, they call it Miss Goat. And but Lisa said as soon the Miss Goat will have to go back home or whatever the farm. And Lisa made a little joke and said, "Well, if you want to go back home, eat something." And one of the boys was upset because it's like, the goat was going to eat something. So that was a cool joke. And he started crying. I said, "Oh, he got attached, and you were trying to play with the goat feelings, and he didn't like that." So she said, "Another week." She said, "Another year." And she said, "Oh, you killing me." But then she said that when Miss Goat cries at night, Rich come and console the goat. And then she said, "I should be the only one crying." I said, "Hey, everybody loved the goat." That must have been a perfect get that Ayan game though, because the family got attached to it. But the goat is going back home soon. So Lisa told Rich, her husband, exactly what happened that night. Oh, what was going on, what was said, and everything. And I still didn't get. I still can't get over what Stanberry was saying. Saying you becoming one of them. She was saying her husband becoming like a female, or you becoming one of them. I said, what is one of them means? Like, girl, you need to explain yourself. I went to the reunion. I wish Andy asked her the question, but I guess he probably won't answer the question. What she mean by them? All right. And then she was proceeded saying that Lisa should suck thinking her husband D. And I was still mad about that. I said, "Really, girl? This would be going here?" And I wish Lisa would have cursed out, but she said cursing and yelling in public and everything in Dubai is illegal. So that's why she didn't go that far. But at the same time, I still would have let her down. I said, "Well, you not gonna do at the end of the day, I'm a married woman, but if I wasn't married, then you gonna realize your husband ain't gonna be coming back to you. Watch to see what my wife can do and everything." But at the end of the day, I said, "I'm a married. I don't even want your husband. For you to go that far to even put my mouth in some of your man's D, that's something wrong about you. You need to fix whatever insecurities you have inside you, girl, or whatever heavy issues you have, and take it up with the freaking Lord up above, but not with me. Get your resume together if you're gonna try to come to me. Come, child." So Stanberry and Sergio was preparing, and they had Ayan come over. And I said, "Oh, Ayan comes to the house? All right." So Ayan came to the house, and she normally would bring gifts. So she didn't bring no gift to Stanberry. I said, "I understand why she didn't bring no gift, because her and Stanberry is just trying to get cool, so they don't bring no gifts. She will, but she said, bring no gifts would have been is the best gift I could give her. So it is what it is." And I said, "I like Ion, stay true to yourself." So they got to get to know each other and everything. When it comes about the kids thing, now Stanberry's saying she's not really cool with the kid, but she said she will have at least one. And I don't know if she said she would carry or she would get surrogacy and everything, because he didn't know what surrogacy means. Oh, I saw that last time. But they say one, and he would say like one and probably two. She said, "We ain't have no two. You only one, that's it is, if you have a kid." And basically, you gonna take care of it. If I push out this kid, basically that's what she's saying. If I push out the kid, the baby come right to you, and you take care of the kid, you gonna have a nanny and everything, because I am not dealing with raising that kid. I already had three of it as his own. Now, Ion said, "Well, if you gonna do that upon to your husband, then you're not ready to be the parent." I said, "Girl, she had three kids. She didn't worry about not having more, but she knows as she married him, she had to at least give him one. I mean, she don't have to, but at the same time, like, there's something that he wanted when you marry him, or did you not know, or you didn't care, or what is it?" Because at the end of the episode, you said you didn't want to get married, so I don't know what was the point. Like, did he put a pistol in your head and force you to marry him? Because I'm trying to understand what's going on. So the kid thing, I was listen. The way how the America is right now with the overturning of Roe vs. Wade, I guess a lot of females probably will do what Stanberry did. Give it to the husband. You say you want this kid. You did this to me and everything on something. Now you want it, and I can't let it go because it's illegal now. Well, it's not illegal, but if you live in a state that's illegal, that is. So you take care of the kid. What was reverse? And I bet you believe a lot of guys will start knocking up these females because they had to take care of the kids. You'd be single fathers. That creates motherless homes. I mean, it's not right to say that, but hey, we have a lot of fatherless homes. So if I had to carry and I didn't want the kid and had to give birth, you take care of it. So that's what it is. You want the kid, you take care of it. But at the same time, you marry, like, come on now. So they talk about that, and then they talk about other things as well. What was it going on? And then they talk about how Sergio and Stanbury make it seem like Lisa was a lion, that she was attacking them. She was a lion. Oh, excuse me, I'm picking the thing off. There was a lion. She was attacking them out of nowhere. I said, no, did you forget what you said to her and why she was like that? She just didn't come out of nowhere to you. And she wasn't as a lion. Because at a Sergio, what were you talking to Ion anyway? So how the hell you knew what everything was going on? The only time you ever got privy to the conversation when Ion went to get Lisa's phone and Sternberry started coming after you, saying you was a female. Really? So that's how you got it. And then you were saying Lisa was the lion. She was coming out because your wife was saying one of them and put her mouth to your private part. Did you forget that? Or you were too drunk? Because I don't know, you were drunk. You were sober enough, so I know you heard it. But you got selective memory? Okay. So Nina and Sarah will talk about traditions and how in their culture they have a weekly meetups with the parents and everything. And Sarah parents saw Jar. I hope I said the name right. If not, y'all correct me wrong. And so Jar, which is not too far from where she's at in Dubai. And so Jar is more conservative kind of area. I think that's what she said. And she met one of her parents. Now I think she said her mom and somebody else is like they quarantine right now or something like that. So they separated, so they want to be careful. So Nina go to meet her dad and everything, and her good friend. They had a good time. The house was nice, immaculate. It was very decorated. It was okay. They had a kitchen inside, kitchen outside. They don't even touch the kitchen inside. They touch the kitchen outside because the smell of food. I guess it's something about the smell of food. And then when they took her saging, she saged inside their dress. I said, why are we putting sages under the dress? I said, what that supposed to do to you? I mean, I know she said in the episode, but I was just not paying attention when she was explaining why she saged it under the clothes. But I would say that's kind of weird. Usually sage the house. Why put it under your clothes? Okay. So then she's saying that how Sarah has the opportunity to pick and choose what type of coaches that she had, because she said her father's modern and then her mother's made very cultural. So she was able to have the opportunity to pick and choose whatever is good for her and go for that and shape how she want to practice her culture. And now Nina's kind of feels bummed about it because she's saying that she wants her family's close because she usually do that as well on parents, like meet them weekly and everything. So that what it was. And so she misses that. And that was that. And then Sarah mentioned that how her dad and her mom are cousins. But she said it was not arranged marriage. It was just that they loved each other. But I said, oh, okay. Well, what cousins? First cousins? Second cousins? Third cousins? Like cousins? Okay. All right. So Ion invited Stanbury to her birthday celebration. She said they will go. And Ion mentioned that her son's birthday is like 4 hours away from her, but the day before. So she wished her son was born on her day, but no, her son was born the day before, 4 hours before her birthday. So I was like, oh, okay, of that day. So I would say just 4 more hours waiting, they would have had to be in the same birthday. So she said she would celebrate her son for a little bit, and then I remember her son will go with her friends and celebrate with his friends and everything. You know, he's 16, teenager. He guess he want to be his friends and stuff. But it was a dinner celebration. She's gonna be there first. And she was talking to Lisa. It was so funny. She said, "Oh, well, yeah, I met with Stanbury. We were trying to get to know each other and everything. And you know, we're gonna be coincidences. Coincidences. You know, you meet her like how me your friends, but me and her not. We just didn't get in there. We just get in there when we meet up. We don't not best of friends, but we are coincidences." She said, "Not coincidences. We're gonna be acquaintances." She said, "Oh yeah, acquaintances." I said, "Oh yeah." You know, Aya with her words is so funny. I was like, not coincidences, Ion, it's acquaintances. All right. So Brooks went to a skiing trip. She brought Phaedra with her. And she invited Lisa and she invited Stanbury and Sergio. Now I don't know why other ladies wasn't there either. But Phaedra said she wanted some tea. So Brooks decided to be messy and gave Phaedra some tea about Lisa and Stanbury, how they didn't really care for each other or stuff like that. And I forgot to mention that Rich told Lisa not to feed into her. If she give you any if she give you any energy at the thing, then you give it back. But at the end of the day, just don't pay attention to her. That's what it is. So when Lisa got there, Brooks told Lisa right to the day that she invited Sternberry. She didn't tell Lisa that she had invited Sternberry. So that's what it's that. And then Sternberry got there. She had her own outfit, ski outfit. And I guess they were trying to be matching ski outfits. And Sternberry didn't want to do that. She said, nah, I'm not getting there. I've been skiing for all my life. Why I want to do that? And also, I forget to mention that Sternberry mentioned that she'd been in boarding school for between 7 to 18 years old. So she don't really have that emotional connecting as she should have. And she's very stern and she's very stoic. And I can see that because she really don't show emotions like that. And if she does, it's very like, okay, whatever, Danish. So, and then she said she don't really talk to her parents like that either. And she talks to like parents like 2 or 3 times a year. And she said, so she's not really that clingy and close unless you think that she's supposed to be. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So Stepbaby didn't want to do that. And she didn't want to ski. I said, why are you there, girl? Like, why are we there? It's like, we just really want to have a moment. So they skied. They had a good time and everything. And take a picture. Lisa and Stepbaby standing next to each other. I was like, why you just didn't go next to side of Brooks? Okay, whatever. So here we got Ion birthday celebration. And Ion dress was a gift to her. It was very nice. It was very nice red Asian theme kind of dress. And she said she would have an Asian theme because she like Asian culture, Asian food, all that stuff. So they got there. Everybody was there. Her husband was there. And they sat down and ate. And they had a lot of raw food. I said, I couldn't care for the food that much because I like my food cooked. I don't like all that sushis and dumplings and stuff like that. Unless the dumplings is cooked. But it was a lot of raw stuff, like sushi type S kind of food. So at this dinner table, Sergio and Stanberry was going back and forth. And Nina was trying to be a peacemaker between those two. But Stanberry was so stern on what her decisions is, she was really hurting her husband's feelings and on that dinner table. Because we got to find out that Stanberry parents and her husband parents, Sergio, had never met. So their first time going to be meeting each other in 3 days at their home. And he wanted them to sit because Sergio is really close to his parents and they talk and communicate constantly. Stanberry doesn't. She doesn't talk to her parents like that. So she's not really clingy and close to like that. I don't say clingy, not too close like that. So when he wanted them to sit down and get to know each other and sit with the parents, she said, no, I'm not sitting down with my parents. I'm not sitting down with your parents and everything because I have friends who coming around and I want to hang out with my friends. I said, you got time to hang out with your friends. Like, you never met his parents. This is a perfect time to get to know your parents, in-laws, your in-laws, and he can get to know yours, and then you don't want to sit down. So basically, you said you're not trying to sit down with his parents for a long period of time, and you're not trying to sit down with yours. So it is what it is. You can sit down when you want to sit down, but I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be with my friends. I said, really, girl? All that stuff like that? Oh, so she refused to do that. She refused. Like, she said, no. Because Nina was trying to get her to understand. It's like, listen, come on now. This you hurt. And then she said, you got married and everything. And she said, I never want to get married. So I was like, okay, so why are we married then? What was the point? If you never want to get married, why are y'all married? Because he's young? Like, what's up? If you want to just have fun, you should just have fun. Like, nobody forced you to get married. So I don't understand, Stanberry, your stance with Sergio. Are you really resent him? If he repulses you, like, what's up? Is this a fun time? If it's a fun time, don't marry the fun time. Just have fun. All right? So while they were going back and forth, the birthday celebration, happy birthday to Anya, it just broke them up. She said, you got saved by the bell. And then throughout the whole night, rest of the night, they were staring at each other. Like, she didn't care. She was drinking like, what do you want me to say? I ain't apologizing. And he looked like, he said, damn, girl, you really just bashed me and like freaking messed me up in front of your friends like that. And even they all was like, what? What's going on? And everybody was like, what? I was a child. So Ion's a question. So I give him 2 dos 3 years the most for their relationship. I said, I guess so. But that's how the episode ended, y'all. And like I said, it was an okay episode. Tell me how y'all feel about the episode down below. Tell me how y'all feel about Stanberry. If she's giving to y'all, do y'all really care for her or not? At the end of the day, I feel what Brooke said, because Brooke said, she said, if she ever told me that to her husband, it's like, she said it quietly, so I guess she didn't want to say all that stuff. So they put subtitles in the confession. But she said, let her know that she would ever utter that words again if she would said that to me. I hear that right. So how y'all feel about Stanberry comment about last time? Because everything. How y'all feel about Stanberry now? And how do you feel about Phaedra graces our screens again in the Housewives franchise? All right, tell me how y'all feel, and I'll talk to y'all later.